Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with pineapple upside down cake. That's right, a classic American dessert, so incredibly easy to make, and in my experience, a real crowd pleaser. Oh, and by the way, I think I should add, I saw a show about the universe a couple nights ago, and apparently, there's no such thing as upside down. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's time to start the recipe, which starts with this, a heavy cast iron skillet. Of course, you can do this in a regular baking dish, but if you have one of these, this is what you want to use. All right, we're going to toss in a big hunk of butter, melt it over medium-low heat, and when it melts, we're going to add brown sugar, give that a stir. All right, I'm also going to toss in a little splash of pineapple juice. I just got that from the bottom of the bowl of my cut pineapple. And also just a small splash of dark rum. Now that's totally optional, and by optional I mean mandatory. So go buy some, put it in, and we're just going to keep this over medium-low heat until everything dissolves and starts to kind of bubble a little bit. And when you see some small bubbles starting to form like that, I want you to stop stirring, I want you to turn off the heat, and I want you to lay in slices of fresh pineapple. I'm going to have an extra bonus video on the blog post where we're going to show you how to cut that. Now you can use canned, but I don't want you to. And basically what you're dealing with here is a pineapple saw puzzle. You want to try to cover as much of the bottom of that pan as possible with the big pieces, and then wherever you have a small gap, just tear off a little piece and patch it in. By the way, I want you to buy extra sweet Hawaiian pineapple. Do not be buying those, North Dakota pineapples. They're terrible. All right, so stick to the Hawaiian pineapple. And that took me about half of a small pineapple. All right, so once that's done, we can set that aside until our batter's ready, which is super, super easy and fast to make. All right, so much like the first step, this starts with some melted butter too. Only this time we're going to melt it over medium heat, and we're going to stir it occasionally, and we're just going to watch it, because what we're doing here, we want to make this into a brown butter. A beurre noisette, I believe, is the technical term. All right, it's going to look darker than it really is because the particles at the bottom get dark brown, but the butterfat itself is going to kind of stay a light, nutty brown color. And as soon as it looks like that, I want you to turn off the heat and let that cool down for 10 minutes. Okay, it doesn't have to be cool when we add it. It just can't be scorching hot. All right, for the rest of the batter, we need all-purpose flour, a tiny pinch of cardamom, all right, my secret ingredient, some salt, some baking powder, not soda, baking powder, and white sugar. I'm going to take my whisk, I'm going to stir that up for a minute, and once I think all those dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed together, I'm going to add an egg. All right, so I'm going to make a little well in the middle. By the way, little tip here, try not to drop the egg from like 5 feet away like I did, because I lost like a whole bunch of flour in the explosion. So that was not smart. And I'm also going to add some cold milk. Then we're going to take a whisk and just kind of beat the egg with the milk right in the center. I'm not incorporating much flour, just a little bit. And when it looks like that, I'm going to go ahead and grab our now just barely hot melted brown butter. And we're going to quickly pour that in. Now, if you pour it slow, most of the really dark particles are going to stay at the bottom of the pan. But if they don't, it doesn't matter. It's not really going to affect the flavor. So dump in your butter. And once that's all mixed together, you're done. And I know you people love when I switch from whisk to spatula mid-batter. So I'm going to do it again. All right, so when it's all mixed and it looks like that, we're going to go over to our cast iron skillet and we're going to carefully transfer that over the top of our fruit. So what you don't want to do is mess up your nice layer of pineapple on the bottom. So kind of plop it on there and then just with the tip of your spatula, just go around and even it out best you can, realizing that as it bakes, it's really going to even out. So don't worry too much. All right, that looks great. We are ready for the oven, which has been preheated to 400 degrees. And our pineapple upside down cake is going to go in there for about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. But how you know it's done, it's going to be browned. The outside is going to be bubbling violently, like you see there. And if you stick in a bamboo skewer, it will come out clean. All right, so we need to let this cool exactly 10 minutes. Not 9, certainly not 11. While you're waiting for that to cool, I want you to find a big plate that's significantly larger than the actual cake. And you'll see why that's such a big deal in a second. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes and we are ready to flip this over. I'm going to go around with a knife just in case the edges are stuck to the pan. They shouldn't be, but you never know. Now, very carefully, because this is highly dangerous and you can burn yourself, you're going to center the plate over the pan. You're going to hold that with one hand. You're going to use your other hand to grab the pan. And you're going to flip the whole thing over, of course, allowing all that amazing pineapple caramel sauce to drip back over the top. And that, my friends, is a thing of beauty. Look at that. If you don't want to just dive face first into that, you do not like pineapple. Now, if you want to be extra cool, you're going to take a damp, warm paper towel and wipe off any of that excess syrup so it looks nice and neat. And there you go, pineapple upside down cake. And if there's any possible way you can let this cool before you eat it, even better. And it tastes as good as it looks, which is, saying something. Of course, it's sweet and buttery. You saw the butter and sugar, but that really bright, tangy flavor from the pineapple just balances it so well. You also have that little bit of secret aromatic goodness from the cardamom, and of course that brown butter just gives everything a little bit of extra nuttiness, a little bit of extra something that I think really works perfectly. So I hope you give this a try. All the ingredients are on foodwishes.com along with more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.